Hello. Do you have trouble with ADHD? Are you neurodivergent? Well, I am. If you have watched this channel any, you're going to see my inconsistencies. You're going to see my neurodivergent blooming and shining. Now, if you've watched a couple of my last few videos, you can tell that I was having a spiral, an ADHD freeze. And, when that happens, I'm just not myself. I can't really concentrate. I can't really think. I can't focus. I can't, I'm overwhelmed. I struggle to be, quote, normal, and don't we all hate that when your neurotypical family or friends say, why can't you just be normal? Well, that's because we have a neurodivergent brain, and we get hit with ADHD freeze and a lot of other things. And who knows, maybe it's caused by chemicals in our food, maybe it's caused by diet, maybe it's caused by environmental issues, who knows. But there's a larger and larger percentage group of people in the world today that have neurodivergence and suffer from ADHD and many other, psychological value things. I'm about to sneeze. Oh my gosh. And that sneeze turned into a yawn. Very interesting. Anyway, so I thought that seeing how I am back, I would share with you what happens, some of the causes of ADHD freeze, how to get through it. It's not a comfortable or a great place to be in. It is not enjoyable at all. And for people that live with you, they may just think you're being lazy or, you're inconsiderate or something, because if you actually have to go to bed or if you do something like incessant gaming, it's a coping skill to try to get yourself back to normal. They may accuse you of all kinds of things, but just don't let it rattle your cage, and I'm going to tell you why. You can't help it. And if you go back and watch my video called Training Your Neurotypical Dragon, it will give you a few things to give you some words to say and some things to think about. And don't beat yourself up, because it just happens, and it's just part of your biological make, and you can't help it. But you can do the best you can do. So, before I get into that, I'm going to update you on my journal. So, I have to turn this down so you can see, and hopefully you can see it very clear. Now, I've got these boards in here because I've just worked on some pages and they have glue and they're not dry yet. And I need to do this ahead of time, because if I do it, then, until it completely dries, I can't write on it. So, I showed you before, my beginning page. And these are pages that I'm still going to, they have to dry yet, but then I am going to use these pages for my plans for the next week or so. And I've got one for a shopping list, and then who knows what these others may be. I'm actually going to start printing off a few pictures. I didn't do this. I didn't do a page the last 2 days. So I think I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to journal, to the best of my memory, what happened over the past 2 days. And then I will redo my goals because I kind of consolidated some of my goals that are going to go on over the next 2 weeks. You know, like I said, but I did these 4 pages and they're still really damp. I've been using Elmer's because that's all I've got, but I'm going to get some of the glue stick because I think the paste glue will dry faster. Although I really kind of like the feel of the Elmer's. And I'm doing each one of these pages, I'm putting extra papers on, and I'm just starting with the simple base page. But as I've said, I'm sure I'm not going to need all of these pages, and the book probably wouldn't even be closable if I used them all. So what I'm doing is I am actually tearing out some of these pages, and then I just glue it down, and so that'll give me a little bit more space in the room. But I'm keeping my journal up, and this journal, I will say, is very helpful when it comes to coping with my ADHD. And even though I didn't actually use it over the past 2 days, I'm going to be able to get myself back in shape because of it. I still haven't, you see, it wants to curl up. I really don't care about that. I'm eventually going to get some kind of a leather strap, maybe get some of this faux leather mat and just tie it shut. But right now I need these pages to dry anyway. So come up with new and better ideas on things to do, but for now this is working out really, and it's tactile for me because I have autism. I have a lot of tactile, and I'm also going to, and I said this I think before, but I'm really excited about ordering some origami paper because I love the texture. The texture just feels amazing to me, and I love the colors. So this is working for me. This is therapeutic for me, and something else may be therapeutic to you. But this is how I am coping, and it really makes a good fun project too. So let me turn this back up. Now I'm going to talk about one other thing before I go on. I know that my videos sometimes are super sloppy, especially the ones when I'm laying in the bed, and like I was sitting actually in bed, and the dogs are always around, the cat's always around, they love me. The one way that I can tell that I'm probably a pretty good person, even though a lot of other people think I'm not, is because the cats and the dogs cling to me. They love me. And if I was evil, they wouldn't. But sometimes people just, they can't see your beauty. And sometimes they imagine things that aren't true, or they assume things aren't true. As an autistic, or a person with ADHD, or any of the other associated issues that go along with the autism spectrum, or being neurodivergent, you're going to be criticized a lot because people simply don't understand. But what the thing that I was going to not get off track too much. Oh, my log out. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, I know my house and my videos and everything about me can be a bit sloppy. Now, that is not because I am actually a sloppy person. I'm actually quite OCD. I want things to be perfect. I want everything to be perfect. But I learned a long time ago that wasn't a good coping skill for me because, number one, perfection's impossible. And number two, it keeps you stressed out all the time. And I am bothered a lot by eye clutter, dirt, and all kinds of things. But I have also learned that to be successful at anything, you have to prioritize. And if you're going to prioritize, you have to look at the things that are actually very, very important. So, in my job, if I don't log in and out at the right times, then it's going to affect my work. So 4 times a day I have to log in and log out on my job. It's not going to matter how clean this house is because I'm taking care of 2 disabled guys that have to have pretty much constant supervision for different reasons. But it doesn't matter how much I clean the house and how scrumptious everything looks. If I'm not cooking meals or giving them their medications or attending to them, it's not going to do any good. And, yeah, I could live without pets, but we have 2 rescues. Noogie and Rhonda are rescue puppies. And, you know, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to try to do it good. So I make sure that they're taken care of really, really well. So if I was going to try to be perfect on everything, including my YouTube channel and my video, number one, I would be pretty inauthentic because I just shoot from the hip a lot. I don't like that, but it's something that I have to do to get all the important stuff done. And I can't allow myself to fret and worry about it all the time. So, for the most part, I just set aside a lot of that, oh my God, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, this is a little bit dirty, or that's a little bit messy, or whatever like that, because I have really, really important things that have to be done in my life, and it doesn't include minuscule perfections. And sometimes my imperfections are far from minuscule. Sometimes they're huge and gigantic, and I can be incredibly embarrassing. But it requires me to take my eyes off the things that don't matter as much and put my eyes on the things that are majorly important. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to clarify because it probably drives some people crazy. Not the last night when I made a short, the dogs were jumping all over the bed, and actually there was not even a sheet on the bed. I was just sitting on the mattress, leaning up against a pile of covers, but that is because I was washing everything. So, most people wouldn't show that. Most people wouldn't show their raggedy lifestyle or whatever, but I'm doing what's most important. One of the things that's really, really important to me is helping you. You know, there's people out there that just need a mama voice. And, you know, I wasn't the greatest mother, but I've learned a lot over time. I would be a way better mother now that I have educated myself and I understand the needs of kids and the expectations parents should have of kids and all of this stuff. And I've went through therapy and I've overcome all of my ridiculous idealisms and things. I could be a great mother now. But, you know, if you're out there and you've got a mother that's emotionally unavailable or she's angry all the time or whatever, yeah, just listen to me and I'm going to tell you that you're amazing. You're amazing. So if I can help one person out there, I want to do it. So these videos are important, and what I say is important to me, and so that I can help other people. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of It's not fancy. I don't have a fancy set. Maybe one day I will. What was that about? You stop. Noogie's pestering Rhonda. He'll do that. The other day he put his paws on her head like this, and he was licking her all over the face. She finally snapped at him. I don't know what he was. He's weird. But anyway. Huh? Go ahead. Huh? The dog's barking. Give me a minute. So, we got snow yesterday, and here in New Mexico, that's a novelty. So the dogs were barking because we had some of the children next door, well, young kids, and they were gathering up snow because at the end of my trailer there's shade, and I got a swamp cooler out there that had snow on it that had melted, and they wanted to let me know that they were getting snow. And I asked them if they had ever had snow cream, because in the north where we get a lot of snow, we take the snow, clean snow, and we put vanilla. I use carnation cream, but you can use milk and sugar. And you stir it all up, and it makes like an ice cream type. But they had never had it, so they said they were going to try it. They probably will be desperate and use some kind of not clean snow. Anyway, you know how kids are. But anyway, getting back to what I was... Oh, I know what I was going to... So, I'm just going to name this... I'm just going to go through this really, really quickly. I'm going to put my glasses on because... and Jamie just got a package from Temu. And he ordered a cowboy hat. And I don't know what else. But anyhow... What triggers ADHD freeze? And if you don't know what it feels like, it just feels like you can't think, you can't get yourself motivated, you're just, somehow or other, you kind of feel like that you're just stuck in time. And it's really, really difficult, especially if you've got work that you need to do, because you just can't get it done. But if you ever feel like you're just stuck, and you can't move, emotionally, psychologically, that's probably like an ADHD freeze. But things that will trigger it, sudden onset of problems, the water heater breaks, or, like with me, one of the things was the fact that we can no longer use our mailbox. It doesn't seem like that would do it, but say that is mixed with a problem with one of your kids, and you get 3 phone calls in a row, and all of a sudden everything in you just flies apart. So problems, being overwhelmed, fear can do it, and sometimes some of us that are neurodivergent, we just have a reset. So you're going along and your day's just fine, and it's just like somebody kicks you in the head and you just lose it all. What was I doing? It's like a major episode of walking into your kitchen to get a glass of water, and when you walk in there, you don't remember what you went after, you can't remember why you went in there or what you needed or anything else, and you just stand there looking around. Only multiply that by about 5 times, and it takes you 2 days to get over it. So just a mental reset. Okay, now quickly, to get on with this, how to overcome. There is a waiting period, because I don't have any science for this. I think that it's also your like hormones. There's a physiological effect to this. So, like, say for instance, if you get angry, your adrenaline gets up, right? And sometimes you can't get over being that angry feeling until your adrenaline drops. So it can take a few minutes for that first rush. This is why it's always wait. You get upset, wait before you say anything. The worst mistakes I've ever made in my life when I was spontaneous to respond to upset. So wait, give yourself time to settle and acknowledge that, hey, I'm in a freeze. I can tell I'm in a freeze. And then rest. Your body needs rest. Sometimes to overcome an ADHD freeze, all I really need to do is take a short nap. Sometimes it's like over the past 2 days, I have been in a freeze. Now, I've been cooking, I've been cleaning, I've been doing laundry, but it was a major effort, and I had to plan and think about every step I was taking. So resting. Change your focus. If you've got a chance and you can, go shopping. Take a hot shower. Whatever you were thinking about before, especially whatever was overwhelming you, just cut that off and change to another project. That will give you a purposeful reset. You can say, okay, I reset, I went into ADHD freeze. What can I do that's going to give me a major reset again? Maybe it's going to the gym, working out, getting all sweaty. You've been in the house for 3 days. Maybe you want to get out in the sunshine. For me, one of the things, and there was multiple things that threw me into my freeze, but one of it was the cold and the snow. I just, mentally, I should have been, people were saying it was going to happen, but when it happened, it was like, I'm never moving again. Now, and realize that it's not always the case, but your advancement out of an ADHD freeze is going to be slow. So, expect kind of slow advance. Day before yesterday was my worst. Yesterday, I took like a half a day before I was really, really in a state of recovery. And then I finally got started in on doing work, and I got all of my work caught up and got my bed all washed up and fresh. And I did laundry, I cooked, I did dishes, and got all the dishes in the kitchen all cleaned up. So, I managed to get to that point. And then this morning, when my alarm went off at 6 o'clock, I woke up for my my coffee, my caffeine, whatever it is I'm drinking, tea, whatever it is. I wake up at 6 o'clock. If I'm on track, I wake up at 6 o'clock. I get something to drink. It's usually, now it's still dark, and I sit there and I have what I call my consecration. So it's like prayer, meditating, maybe some teaching, but I try to give a little bit of my time. If you're not a religious person, that's fine, but for me, I like to feel like that there's, and I do believe this, but I depend on the fact that there's something out there greater than me that's in control of my life, and that's my belief system. But for you, it may be meditation, it just may be quiet time, it may be, writing in a journal or whatever it is you're doing. But for me, I have my time of consecration in the morning to God. But for 2 days, I hadn't been able to do that because I hadn't been able to wake up properly. I just didn't get myself going. And my day has been pretty good. So over 3 days, this slow advance back into normalcy. Now by tomorrow, hopefully nothing else is going to kick me down the road, But hopefully tomorrow I will be really, really on top of everything, and I'll just be, just kicking off those goals like everything. And I hope so, because we have not went to the grocery store, and bills to pay and budgeting and all of that stuff going on. So, I'm going to, this video was a little longer than I planned, and I'm going to have to edit some of this stuff out, but you are getting a good look at how erratic and hairy my day can be sometimes. So, there's one more thing I want to do. So, Jamie got a package from Temu, and I want to start doing Temu hauls, because I am going to start ordering for Temu, but I'm also waiting for my mailbox situation to get fixed, because sometimes they send things in the mail, and you might not be real thrilled with me opening this package, but I thought, seeing how I want to start doing Temu hauls, I'll just open this up and let you see what. Now, I know this is a cowboy hat. I don't know if there's anything else in it, but he loves cowboy hats and he loves suits. He found a suit, a really nice suit. If it's well made, it's amazing. On Temu for like $60-some, and it comes in like 3X, which he needs. That's a big boy. Okay, so what is this? This is something. Oh, it's a flashlight. He ordered a flashlight. I won't open it, but it's a flashlight. And let me check this out. This is a really nice. I'm actually going to open it and package it back up and tell him I used it for my video. This really smells like leather. Oh my gosh. And this was not very expensive. I don't know exactly what he paid for it, but it's really not that expensive. It's really good. He likes to be a well-dressed man. We have not been able to afford anything like that for a very long time. But I appreciate the fact that he's shopping from Temu, where he can, so he can get it cheaper. And he's trying to be very frugal with it. His one main issue with his savings is he likes to buy food. And it's helpful, of course, for the budget and everything. But, can you see this? Oh my gosh. It's got a form in it. It's got a form in it to keep its shape. I'll just wear the form. Is that funny or what? But I wondered, they sent it in a package that was soft. It was soft wrap. It smells so good. It's really cool. I don't know how much it costs, but if you look in the cowboy hat on Temu, you'll see it. That's like really nice. It feels really good. But I appreciate the fact that it's like a hard hat. So, I just like want to try to chat and but they put that up in there to keep the form. That was a really, really smart deal. So, now I'll have to apologize for opening his package. But that's pretty cool. That's really nice. He's going to love that. So, I just wanted to share that with you, and I'm sure he won't mind. But, yeah, his cowboy hat and his flashlight. He'll be so excited. And thank you. I'm so glad that you came over to visit. And I appreciate all your likes and subscriptions and in helping me along and overlooking all of my unprofessionalism, because one thing you're going to get here in my channel is the fact that I'm really not professional. And that's because I'm real and I'm authentic. And what you see is what I am. Literally. So, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.